Hello, YouTubers. It is today, Monday, June 18th, and I've got 2 days left before my summer vacation will start, and I really look forward to it. But that's not what I was going to talk about here. I was going to talk about the sad fact that one of the great Swedish jazz legends, musicians, one of the few that were left, now has left us as well. And I'm talking about the jazz guitar player Rune Gustafsson. I did a video, I think it was 2 years ago, when I played this early 78 RPM from 1955 with guitar Stomp Boogie. Not his first recording, although a very early one. And he was very young then. He passed away this weekend, and I was sad to hear it because he was a great musician, also with a very stone face, looking very serious. But from what I've heard, he was actually one of the funniest guys in the whole music business in Sweden. Even though he looked very serious, he had this really zany sense of humor. I don't know if that's true, but probably, since many of his fellow musicians have stated that. I'm going to show you some records of Rune Gustafsson, and also play a short excerpt for those of you who don't know Rune Gustafsson, give you a reason to, well, maybe listen to and hear what it sounded like. And we're going to start with playing a short excerpt from this 78 RPM, and this record is presented in its full at another place in this YouTube channel, and I'm really thinking about uploading the flip side. I can't believe that you're in love with me. But I'll do that later, perhaps. But let's start by listening to a short bit of guitar Stomp Boogie with Rune Gustafsson on guitar, Hasse Burman bass, Sture Karlin drums, and Sune Svensson on vibraphone. That was Guitar Stomp Boogie by Rune Gustafsson Quartet. The first, I'm going to show 4 albums from the late 60s and up until the early 80s. This is maybe his most famous solo album. It's Rune at the Top, from 1969, I think, produced by Anders Burman on Metronome, and it's a very interesting mix of, well, current pop hits like Son of a Preacher Man, Wichita Lineman, The Fool on the Hill, but it's playing in a very calm, jazzy guitar style. Apart from Rune Gustafsson, we also hear the great pianist Kjell Öhman, the bass player Jojo Wadenius, famous from bands like Made in Sweden and Solar Plexus, and also the drummer Jens Christensen. And we're going to listen to the first track of this album. It's the Ashford and Simpson tune, California Soul. Enjoy. The next album I'm going to show is this album. Rune Gustafsson himself plays Gilbert O'Sullivan, and you can see that he is mimicking the Gilbert O'Sullivan style here on the cover, and it's a lot of irony in this, that he calls an album where he makes or plays cover versions, instrumental cover versions of songs by Gilbert O'Sullivan, among others Thunder and Lightning, Nothing Rhymed, Matrimony, and it's done in a very jazzy style on this album, with arrangements by pianist Bengt Hallberg. It's from 1972, I think, on the Sonet label. And you may think, why is a jazz guitar player doing cover versions of current pop music, as it was then? And Gilbert O'Sullivan himself has written on the sleeve here that he says that having never set out to write a purely instrumental number myself, although I always pen the melodies of my songs before the lyrics, it's nice to hear Rune Gustafsson's interpretations of some of my compositions. Although we never met, he's obviously a marvelous guitarist, and you can doubtless imagine the delight it gave me to hear the tunes I hammer out on one or another of my old pianos being played so superbly on the guitar. So, and we're going to listen to a short excerpt from the first song on side 2. It's called Too Much Attention. Enjoy. First two videos I showed here was with compositions made by other people, some different people on Rune at the top, and compositions by Gilbert O'Sullivan on the Himself album. The next one I'm going to show you here is one of my favorites. It's Out of My Bag, also on Sonet from 1974. We're placed together with a trio consisting of Bengt Hallberg piano, Ed Thigpen drums, and Roman Dylag on bass. And also they are joined by some brass and some strings on some numbers. And on this record, all the songs, apart from one that is traditional, all the songs are compositions by Rune Gustafsson, which makes it a bit more interesting because he was a very good composer as well. And we're going to listen to a short excerpt here from the first track on side 2, according to the sleeve. But according to the label, it's the first track on side 1, so who knows? I go by the sleeve here. It's called Spain 14 Days, with this Spanish-flavored instrumental number from Out of My Bag from 1974. Last album I'm going to show you here is this duet album, Just the Way You Are, from 1980, with Rune Gustafsson and the Danish bass player Niels-Henning Örsted-Pedersen. Niels-Henning Örsted-Pedersen, who died much too young a couple of years ago, was such a great bass player, and you can see that they really, on the sleeve, they look so happy playing together, having fun together, and you can really hear this on this album that consists of them playing together. Some famous jazz numbers like Slip Disc by Benny Goodman, but also some original compositions like Latin Turkey and Antonio Carlos Jobim number, How Insensitive, and also the current hit from 1980, Just the Way You Are, or maybe it was a bit earlier, by Billy Joel. and also a number by Michel Legrand and Oscar Pettiford. But the song that I'm going to let you hear a short excerpt from is the final number, the last number of this album. It's the Fats Waller composition, Jitterbug Waltz. Enjoy. Well, that's about it. That's all I have to say. Rest in peace, Rune Gustafsson. You were a great guitar player, and I'm sure a really great guy. And these short excerpts have been short, so that I hopefully won't do any copyright infringement, because I don't want to do that. I want you, all members of the vinyl community who find this music interesting, go out, search for some of his albums, and I've given you some tips here, some advice that of albums that I think is worth having. He's made lots of more albums, but these are 4 good examples, and that's all I have to say. So, hope you found this somewhat interesting. Bye bye.